don't know if you guys heard, but LeBron James is supposedly looking to drop an album at some point in the future. Now, the reason I'm laughing is because when I saw the news, LeBron made very clear to to add in and interject that no, he's like, no, I'm not going to be rapping. It's not me. No, I'm not rapping. He said, I'm going to be dropping an album. I'm not rapping. I'm not crazy, is what he said. I'm not crazy. But it's seemingly going to be some type of executive producer type role. I know LeBron has been, like, if you really think about it, LeBron has been one of those go-to athletes for probably the last decade plus when it comes to rappers and their relationships with athletes and them sending LeBron snippets. Think of how many snippets LeBron has gotten caught on. Speaking of snippets, going back to the power of snippets, LeBron has been in plenty of snippets. I remember one important one was when Drake and Rick Ross dropped that one song, Gold Roses.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
You're talking about, yeah.
So they actually played the snippet with LeBron. LeBron was the first time that song had ever been heard. It was because LeBron played it, and they were like, "Yo, what's that song that's coming?" And then the song eventually dropped a week or two after that. So anyway, do you want a LeBron in an executive producer role? Do we even know what LeBron brings to the table musically? I don't know, but I will say, like, this is an interesting concept as an athlete being an executive producer of a hip hop album. For real. Like, that sounds tight to me. It does.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, first and foremost, we've heard LeBron rap before. You remember a couple years back, he had a song with Kevin Durant. And speaking of snippets, it was a snippet, and they had him rapping. He was horrible. But like him and Kevin Durant were going back and forth. Because remember, Kevin Durant actually was a rapper. Like Kevin Durant dropped music. You know what I'm saying? Like, even got in trouble, I believe, in OKC because he was using some interesting words. But yeah, I mean, that last part that you told me where you said that he's not gonna be the one rapping, I'm okay with that. If he's not the one rapping, he's in the background, because it's you know, when you have such a unique and amazing mind like LeBron James, I don't doubt this dude doing anything. Like, I think LeBron James is the type of dude that whatever he puts his mind to, like, he can actually do and do well. You know, because he's a basketball player, somebody that works out like religiously, he probably don't have time to get better at, you know, music. But if you give this guy time, especially after he retires, to figure something out, I have no doubt in my mind he'll succeed. I have no doubt in my mind.
Yeah, you know what's as you're talking, for me, like, I'm ready for it. It's cool. Like, I'm not tripping. It sounds like a good idea. But to me, as you're talking, I'm having more of like a higher level idea, and it's like the obsession between sports and rap, right? The obsession between the two industries and why rappers want to be athletes and why athletes want to be rappers. We see this every day. Look at Damian Lillard. How many times have we said Damian Lillard is a phenomenal rapper? And I actually don't even think it's debatable. He's the best rapper athlete of all time. Period.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't just say basketball. I'm talking about athlete. I don't want to hear what we gonna throw in Will Smith.
Dame's legit.
Will Smith wasn't an athlete per se, but he was in a different genre. But my point is, any dude who does something else as a profession, I've never heard their creativity put in music at the highest level like I've heard with Damian Lillard, honestly.
No, you know what?
I ain't seen it as an athlete. Throw in the names.
Arian Foster. Remember Arian Foster was spitting bars?
So look, Arian Foster was spitting bars, but he was more like poetry.
He was like poetry.
But musically, he didn't really drop a whole lot of music.
He didn't, but he was good. I mean, like I agree. Damian Lillard is by far. Damian Lillard is making like mainstream hits, and like Damian Lillard to me is legit. Like he's actually very good. I think he's actually, forget rapper athlete, he's one of the better rappers out right now. Point blank.
That's hard. You know, it's funny. Remember when we talked about it on like a couple episodes ago? We said, "Yo, who do we expect good things from in 2021?" You said Damian Lillard, if you remember that.
Yeah. being dead ass. I'm being dead ass. I actually
Yeah,
expect
that's funny.
to get bigger and bigger as the years go by. But you know, like there's production is always the thing that's interesting to me. You know
Yeah,
why? Because you really don't know who's behind some of these albums that are dropping or songs that are dropping. I remember back in the day, like Chris Webber. Chris Webber was involved in the making of some songs with like Method Man and Redman and stuff like that. Chris
yeah,
Webber.
man. Yeah.
You sometimes you look at Kanye West, right? Kanye West when he goes to his Wyoming ranch to make music, he has a whole bunch of different people there. I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron James came there one time and just sat back and watched as music was being made, or like anybody.
No,
So
those are good points. Those are
production.
definitely good points.
Remember your boy Larry Sanders? Larry Sanders from VCU. Our
Yep.
boy, he was behind some music.
Yo,
He
100%. He was a rapper.
Mhm.
Dude, there's so many examples. The punter, remember the black punter from Oakland Raiders back in the day? I do not remember his name.
Marquette
I'm not saying Marquise what?
Marquette King.
Markel King. Yeah, like I'm not saying. By the way, I'm not vouching for these dudes musically. Not saying they're amazing, but I'm saying if you look at if you look at the theme, like people are these artists. These athletes want to become artists so bad, dude. Like dude. I just saw a story the other day. Right, there's this guy who plays for the Chicago Bulls. I think his name is David Valentine, something Valentine, right?
No Valentine.
Yo, there was an article written on him that highlighted how he is trying to be a full-time rapper while also being a full-time Chicago Bull. I'm like, dude, the fact that this story is being written in 2021 kind of proves the points that we're making of how like these two worlds mesh and like they become synonymous. And I think people like Damian Lillard make it look easy. Like he going out there balling, hitting game winners, then he come out and drop a fire ass verse. Like, come on.
Like what this applies to every single human being. What my dad, or I think it's my dad, or I said, I don't know, maybe I said it. You should have passion you should want to make what you like doing your career. You should so if you are an NBA player that wants to rap at the same time because you like to rap, that is something you should pursue as a career. Like it's funny because we don't want our actors to be musicians. We don't want our sports people to be musicians and actors. We always laugh at them, but we all do it. We all do it. We're doing this. We do podcasts. I'm an IT guy. We have backgrounds. Like I know people that are doctors, and then in the downtime they do music for fun and gigs. Like it's something that we all do. We need to stop clowning athletes that want to do two things. Actors, because those are the only ones we clown.
Nah, that's actually a really good point. And I don't know why society does that shit. It's like people feel like once they've seen you in a certain light, they cannot envision you doing anything else. And it's like a selfish idea. It's very selfish. Exactly. So basically, this reminds me of, this had nothing to do with sports, and I'll get off this very quickly. But remember when LeBron James and a whole lot of athletes had a problem with that sports reporter or sports commentator who said like shut up and dribble?
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not the shut up part. She's not talking about like the people being an artist or whatever, but it was like you see the lens of how certain people can only see you as one thing. They can only see you as one thing. You're an athlete. We know you as a baller. Go do that. We don't want to hear from you in other areas. That's selfish, bro. That's selfish.
That's stupid.
It's stupid and it's selfish. But we all do it though. Think about how many musical artists that we look at and say, man, why are you experimenting? I like you doing this type of music. I don't want to hear you doing that, and you start trashing them for wanting to experiment.
Yeah.
It's all music, but we shouldn't condemn people for wanting to do multiple things. I think that's the bigger statement that needs to be said.
We should.